What's up guys, it's the Devil's Talon here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how you can improve your W keying skills by analyzing one of the best all-time players in NA East and how he dominated the NA East Solo Cash Cup, and that is the man himself, Clix. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. Also, I just recently got my supporter creator code change. If you want to support me in that way, use code TALON.FN in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. But without further ado, let's just jump right into this VOD review. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen, we have Clix's POV. He is going to be landing Pleasant Park, and things jump in pretty quickly in this video. There's a lot of good endgame, a lot of W king. It's really good overall. First couple kill, he catches an opponent with a better land, and then gets an easy first kill off spawn. I'm surprised to see him landing Pleasant Park, not a super loot dense area. Like the decision here to place cones. Clix's mechanics are incredibly fast, we all know that. Good angle right here on this right-hand peak, he fries through. Good cone slide. God, that ramp flip right there is so nice. It would have protected from a shot there. The opponent he's fighting is literally what I would consider just a flopper. It just doesn't really do a lot of anything. He just runs and tries to... I just don't know. But gets a free... First two kills off. He sees this opponent right here. Now he's going to end up getting third party here. This is a good angle. I like the chance of taking a good escape route. Good crosshair placement. And then this is sometimes what ends up happening. He ends, and then he's accusing him of stream sniping. Now, the only thing that he could have done there was probably got out a little bit faster. He did have an escape route. He essentially just gets up sandwiched, and that is Fortnite sometimes. Even the best players in the world kind of get sandwiched and kind of just get, unfortunately, third party, and maybe stream sniping in Clix's case. Who knows? Let's just jump into game two. So he gets a much better game two, obviously, than that game one. It's Clix. He's going to win this whole thing. Right here, holding this door edit. This is just Clix's really good aim. Look at this. Oh, 92. Immediately sprays through. Opponent does a good job of getting a little bit crack here. And then notice him playing a little bit more safe. Doesn't follow him through after taking that chip shot. Good reload management. As well as right here, good not tunnel visioning here. Maybe trying to get that opponent away. Smart use of the gas can. Something to really take note of. Right here, good right hand peek. And then he sprays through and eventually gets the kill knowing that opponent is weak. But you see, not a lot of loot and not a lot of mats here at Pleasant Park. That's why I was surprised to see him land here. He does a great job right here of using what little mats he has left. Nice 65 kill. You see the mechanics 79. The opponent is literally 1 HP, essentially. He's looking for an angle. He knows exactly where he is. Gets a nice right-hand peek and ends it. 32 kills. He's going to have a low elo game. Nice little headshot right here, and good recognition that this opponent has a dragon shotgun. He does double swing there, but good piece control. Cracked. And then cones right there to prevent him from using a ramp to block himself. And he kind of just third parties like he said. Good advantage of pre-fight damage, allows him to win that fight quickly. He sees this opponent box up, and he immediately keys. This is really smart. We'll talk about this. Great. Just, I like that he full boxes right there. We don't need to replay it slow motion, but he just full boxes right there, make sure, and then he checks the cone for the opponent. He notices the cone is there. The guy, this kind of weird. Nice. He kind of like looked like he lagged out, like he's trying to bait a shot. It doesn't end up working. You're going to see Clix. This is his preferred shotgun. And I personally am a fan of this shotgun as well. Now this is a 50-50, something you don't want to get in. Just an absolute drone just spraying at a P90. He tries his, oh my goodness. He tries his best to get out of that situation. 1 mini off, good recognition. Trying to get a counter peek right there to make sure. Now has the big shield. You're going to see the X8 Classic. For those of you who are followers of my montage, probably the move I use the most. He does it right there and he tries. And he goes, I'm too low. But you're going to see him get a beautiful, he's going to get a very, very nice counter peek right here. Creating space. Cone slides. Now he's right hand peek. That shot was nuts. And then he boxes him. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane piece control. Let's take a look what he does there, because that was very, very, very impressive. It's a good recognition of creating space. So after he gets the mini off, we're going to take a look at kind of what he does. Oops, sorry, apologize. So he tries the XA Classic, doesn't work, gets his minis off. What is he going to immediately do? He's flipping his ramp for an extra layer of protection. He gets another mini off. The opponent's going to jump down here. Now this may be a little bit scuffed, right? He's underneath his own ramp. So what he's going to do is create a lot of space. This now also provides him with a right-hand peek. He gets a cone, so this opponent is stopped on this layer, and so the opponent is kind of in a rough situation. He breaks through. I don't know what the hell that is. That is a very lucky shot, I'm not going to lie. But after that is so good. You get an opponent that overcommits, over-aggresses. He has that front wall, and he gets that cone. The opponent builds the walls to kind of even box himself in. Fortunately, Clix, recognizing he doesn't have enough ammo, switch to Scar, and really just that insane shot. That was all that. But good piece control, and a good move at creating space in a tough situation. And let's hop into the next portion of this VOD review, this engagement. Let's see it. Oh my goodness, it almost has it instantly. I've got to rewind it. So opponent just psychos in with a P90. This is right-hand peek. Peanut Butter, the guy's an absolute drone. Just, again, you see just two brainless players psychoing in. Beautiful right-hand peek. Always having an escape route. And right-hand peek. That's textbook. That's a textbook W King situation. End of fight super fast. Textbook, always have an escape route. All pros do this. And what I mean by having an escape route, you're going to see just... You have that right-hand peek, and then you build a wall. So you're pushing an opponent. He gets walled off. Immediately jumps to the left, not the right. So there's his escape route. He notices the wall is one tap to him. So this is what's also great about the attack. Great wall pressure. The opponent's already on a cone. So he cracks, right? The opponent runs out of him and only takes a minimal damage shot, and he has reset. He also does a good job of trying to flip the ramp back on himself, holding. And the opponent goes back in the box. This is a right-hand peek, crouching everything. That's a textbook play of ending that fight quickly to kind of avoid that third party. Spraying through with the Scar. On this next opponent, nice right-hand peek, full box, cone slide. Absolutely textbook. This is a good example of piece control. Running through this opponent's, running through, and we see, we'll just play it in half speed again. We know we're going to see the end of this engagement already. We saw it. We'll just jump in the next portion just kind of because it was textbook. Piece control. Spraying through with the AR, not even worrying about the pickaxe. The opponent is also sitting his cone just like before. Now Clix is going to show you, so right here, boom. He could have maybe gone for a cone, but decides to opt for the shot. I think I really like that because Clix would have to kind of hold out his builds and reset. That's kind of scuffed. Instead, he gets up and beautiful, immediately placing that front wall, cone, back wall, and then sprays through. Now notice he doesn't cycle in completely. He creates some space and then immediately places that cone because he knows he's at advantage. The opponent was only hit once, so at less than 150, you think the opponent's about 70 HP. He gets a 58 tag. And then 8, so he's around 60 HP. Clix knows that, and then immediately ends the fight fast. You notice those third parties coming in quickly, but because he's finishing fights so fast, they don't really do anything major to him, and that's exactly what you want. Now he notices his opponent on low ground building out of wood, shambles at edge zone. This is an automatic, like, please key me type player. You're going to see with a beautiful shoot through, cone slide edits through with the blueprints. It ends so quickly, but good use of the bouncer RPG. That's just good crosshair placement with the RPG. See the very strong mechanics. Immediately covering his head right there. Little nuanced thing, but covers his head right there. He does know there's another presence above him. Realizes that he's targeting the wrong individual and then goes down on the one that he has already cracked with RPG. Does double swing, but catches the opponent with good ping. Nice. Ends the fight quickly. And these moving zones. He's even king in moving zones. Good use of the bouncer. Immediately goes for the piece control instead of the shot. And absolutely obliterates him.
I got shot through that.
He thinks he got shot through his wall. I'm not sure. You can see the very strong mechanics on this particular engagement. I like the decision to go to splash instead of minis there. Much more important to get your heals off quickly. He's in low elo. He's going to be pretty confident. Now this is the only... I don't think this is... Oh no, he's going to get fortunate. I think he attempted a bait. Let's just take a look at that. This is something you could do. This is a very good move you could do. I think he just didn't mechanically correctly do it, but I see what he was attempting to do. It's you bait the edit out right here. So you bait the edit out to whatever escape route you have, and then you edit the ramp and get them to look this way. Yes, that is what he did, but he just ended up scuffing it mechanically. And ends up working out with really good crosshair placement. He hits him for 127, a really big boy shot, whatever that opponent had. But that was the move he attempted to do, so that's something you could do, just kind of fake out your opponents. It got the opponent to over-aggressive again. He does get cracked for a little bit, but good stuff from Clix. I thought I'd change it. I apologize. Let's go to normal speed.
The stupidest play I ever done.
He said that was the stupidest play he ever did. I don't think it was stupid. I think he just mechanically didn't execute it. But it was more of a 50-50 unnecessarily. There's 2 opponents left. He gets up. Now he immediately cuts his opponent off. The opponent actually cracks the living hell out of him, but a good job recognizing the opponent stuck the storm, taking the wall, piece control. Not much to say there. Now this other opponent should have recognized he had a win condition, but I don't believe he actually has the mats to even capitalize on that win condition. Good cone slide. Notice always in escape routes, boom, cracking, jumping away, creating a lot of space. He's always blocking off his opponents. He has 400 mats, so I like that he just kind of uses them. He gets up ahead, hits white, and notices the opponent's running away. The opponent has nothing, and that's a GG's. Ha!
Gameplay, and eventually you can become a
Fod reviewing Clix, and a Clix ad. Clix is making all the cash. Now in the next game, game 4, we saw the Clix ad previously there. I just want to show it's funny. This guy kind of sneaks up on him where he's landing Pleasant Park, just sticking to the plan, spraying through with the Scar. Guys, a lot of drones just spraying at him with an assault rifle, and just same thing. Creating an escape path to create angles, and he thought he was having audio bugs. Now you're going to see he's going to get into an endgame with some very, very, very high-level pros. W King around Salty Springs. Immediately crouches after taking that double at it. Spraying through. This is a left-hand peek, so doesn't opt to edit the floor there. Jumps to a right-hand peek. Says he needs to get out, making a good awareness that he doesn't want to be here on edge. Immediately again another left-hand peek, so he stops committing to that. Opponent edits out on him from the top, and then he does a good job of just good crosshair placement. The charge being very strong. We jump into this mid-game fight, 26. Attempts for the cone, does not get it. Doesn't see. Now we see a minor mistake in your Clix is going to even comment on it. It's double swinging. It's something that can get you in trouble, and the fact it doesn't seem like he had a significant amount of pre-fight damage, but he goes attempts for the good attempt at piece control, doesn't get it here. But right here is what ends up happening. You see the opponent's doing a good job of baiting with a big. Now I would have pickaxe bait for that first shot here, because there hasn't been a significant amount of pre-fight damage, so the double swing ends up happening. This opponent just misses his shot. He actually does a good job. Clix tries to throw the ramp up there. Good movement from Clix, though. That also kind of bails him out. You see that? 132 and 35. So the opponent was relatively healthy. 150 kind of baiting off a big. That's why I would recommend, just if you're in that situation, if you know the opponent probably still has shield, don't do it with the double swing immediately, because it ends up costing him. He even admits, if you're going to listen to the audio right here, he goes, if he hits that shot, he dies. Is 100% correct. Beautiful. We kind of hop into the next fight. We see him take a very nice peek. I also like the slow pace. It's like, okay, he cracked him 88. Let me get my big off. Like, let me be the reward for that. Now he sees his opponent running. Opponent tries to disengage, hits him for 35 with the Scar. He's got to know that the opponent is weak. He thinks that the opponent's in the bush. I like it. He may have tagged him a little bit there. Sprays through. Gets it. A little mechanical error, unfortunately, but beautiful piece control. Preemptive piece control. Let's take a look at it. Sorry, guys. I accidentally clicked off the video. So we're going to take a look at this preemptive piece control in slow motion this time, actually. We're going to see, again, spraying through with the Scar. A little bit better. He does get that wall. Should have maybe just gone for a cone slide. Doesn't get it, but he makes up for it right here. Beautiful preemptive piece control. Recognizes his opponent's going to the left. Pre-boxes. And I don't mind him fall down because he knows he has a significant amount of damage. He only hits it for 44. 35. Sprays through. GG's as the opponent's got his back. Good job of recovery with a preemptive piece control. That's what I just wanted to talk about. Let's go. We're going to go back a little bit here with the sound because I don't remember exactly what ends up happening here. So he ends up, like we already saw, yada, yada, yada. He's going to jump on this particular wall. I think he gets maybe a little bit of a tag. Sprays through. Yada, yada. Doesn't flip the ramp. A preemptive pre-box gets cone slide. Keeps the opponents on the same layer. Fries him. Now this opponent right hand peeks, catches him as he breaks through. This is so good. Shoots with a charge, full boxes, cone slides, GG's. Because that kid was good. Absolutely works that particular opponent. Now, let's take a look what he does here. Nice, beautiful crack, spraying through. His opponent's also on a horrible layer. Quick mechanics, getting good job of tracking. Immediately to a right-hand peek, and exactly what I've talked about. Having that exit strategy. Let's just talk it again. One, there's a lot of good things you can recognize here. Just from just a fighting IQ. 38 damage. This opponent is not that healthy. Clix isn't the healthiest, but he's definitely healthier than that particular opponent. So he gets, there's a scuffed tree in there. Also, he's already coned himself. Opponent only needs one wall to full piece control. So what does he do? He immediately ducks back to a right-hand peek. And then he pickaxe baits. This time, he wants the opponent to make the edit on him. He gets a wall back, just basically an exit, and he gets the opponent to bait perfectly. And then, boom, he takes the trade and wins with a beautiful pickaxe bait and an escape route in case he misses his shot. Now we go into a super stacked endgame. Good use of the harpoon. But this is where I think it gets... He tries to get a refresh with 1-1-1. He does have floppers. He just psychos in, and unfortunately I don't think this is what he wanted. He misses the piece control. He does a good job. He should have tried the cone there. He takes a mini and he eats his one flopper. It's okay. Clix is incredibly clutch. We all know this for you Fortnite fans. Gets a really fortunate job of getting that opponent that's just not hearing him with his back. And Clix immediately on that dead side of zone, getting a nice little refresh. You see his metal there. Nice, clean layer. Decides to bounce her forward. Didn't work out probably how he wanted, but I think he ends... I don't know what was that, but I think he gets harpooned mid. And he basically gets gifted free high ground, which of course Clix is going to love. He sees this opponent doesn't have the best mats, but he does a great job of using every little bit. He doesn't lose high ground. Oh my god. An absolute laser beam. You're going to see a little, what I would like to call, little NVIDIA tab right here. We're ready for it. Just look at the top right. Yep, clip it. See in the next Clix montage highlights. Just pressuring the absolute bejesus out of second height. And he's telling him to go down a layer. He's second height. Good recognition. Clix makes a very smart safety steer. Towards the end, he goes, I need to act like I have mats to make sure I win this. He bouncers ahead and reconnects height. Gets a nice kill on Deegan. So, again, these guys are very, very good players. These guys are not scrubs, you know, and he's got 10 kills. He's just absolutely dominating this game. Only has 8 builds, but has maintained the high ground. Using every little bit material. Then gets a kill onto Cease, by the way. Opponent tries to make a high play on him. He does a great job of chopping out. He says he's going to chop down and crack. That's just confidence. Boom. 100 cracks him off again. And then that's Snazy, by the way, a EU pro. Just absolutely dominated that particular opponent. He said he's the... Shout out to Bizzle for him being the best high ground player. He gets kind of some really good refreshes, but you see 12 kill elimination coming in against 2 professional players he kills in endgames. Like I said, these lobbies are stacked. He's literally... And you can see the preference for the attack. Pressuring. I believe he actually ends up getting second here. Fries this particular opponent. I think his other opponent's going to end up actually getting the elimination and stealing Clix's kill. Yep, that's exactly what ends up happening. He doesn't have a lot of mats. The other opponent has splashes, which is unfortunately is going to cause Clix to kind of have to force to take a 50-50 once he gets into the edge of night. I do apologize. I said this is a game where he said he's got to act like he's got mats to win. That is not this particular game engagement. You see the opponent having a significant amount of mats. He's doing a great job. This is so smart by Clix, trying to break out the opponent right there as his own moves. You see him do it twice. I think he hears with the splashes. He's trying to get it to go off his heel. Yep, you hear him always got splashes. He's got to get in. Good piece control. Edits out. The opponent does an excellent... We don't know who it is, but that guy does an excellent ramp flip, getting Clix as he edits out. And then that's a GG's. Unfortunately, Clix gets second place there. Alright guys, we are into the next game. We see some pre-fight damage right here. Now this is just a cool play. Shoot the gas can and shoot out in the air, but he doesn't get it. Oh, it would have been so cool. Because that would have been perfect. I don't know what he's shooting at there. Oh, he was shooting at another gas can. This opponent I don't believe has any mats. Right hand peek right here, cone slide. You're gonna listen. We're gonna turn this up. Listen to this IQ from Clix right here, or this IQ, this commentary.
Chat, if you see their head, it always goes through. Just so you
He
guys
said if you see their head, it always goes
see a
through.
head going through the cone, it's always gonna shoot through.
Always gonna shoot through, especially with attack. It's just codes with a.
Dude, 9 times out of 10 when you shoot a cone, it'll go through. With attack,
Yep.
I swear to God.
Yep, that's some Clix advice right there. That's gonna go through. See this other opponent. Now this is trusting your aim with a harpoon. Cracks him off shield, so knows he's probably around 150. Opponent does a great job. You're gonna see. Opponent is doing a good job. Clix is doing a good job of piece control. The opponent is doing a great job of just kind of bending himself. Does get the wall back and is just getting cracked over and over. Like the decision to heal here. Good job of protecting himself slowly, and the opponent reads Clix's open edit. Tries to shoot through, and he even knows that he's getting beat. He goes, why am I getting dumped on? This opponent apparently I don't think has a lot of heals. Probably the crux. Pleasant, he psychos in basically right there, and fortunately gets it. But some other, maybe we could maybe just talk about one thing that Clix could do. And here, I know Clix is a way better player than I am, but just kind of maybe a Martaz ramp technique. When he has that back wall on what the opponent obviously has good ping, but let's just look. So when he gets to, let's see, like once he gets that back wall right here, he knows he's at health advantage. So when he breaks, I guess the opponent cracked through the wall, but when he goes for the first time, I like that he's going the right hand peek. I think it was actually the safer play to go for this cracked right hand peek. What he could do is break this ramp and place a ramp of his own behind. It's called a Martaz ramp. It's really, really good for ending fights quickly, but Clix eventually does end up getting the kill with an AR spray. Fortunately, having better RNG with a lot more shield to play with his opponent, not having as much shield. We're into a kind of an end game. This opponent is psychoing with a harpoon. Now this is just strange to me. Opponent just psychos in and has nothing. He gets almost just blessed with a kill. He said he plays that smart. I agree. First moving. He's saying I need to maybe look for a refresh, but his zone is really good. I like how he waits a little bit, goes on some. I love those little ramps. They're so minuscule. Look at all this free open space that he gets into. When he scuffs, he decides to kind of wait. He knows he doesn't have the mats to fully rotate, so what I think he does here that's super smart, he lets all this develop in front of him. He's like, okay, I got some cover now, I can go. You can even hear him say, someone needs to go for me. He hears those people all around him. Look, he has barely any mats, and he waits till all this congestion to develop so he can get in. And that's exactly what he does here. Creeps through all of these old builds. He's looking all over. And ducks out to another side. No mats. And then gets a free kind of a mini refresh. He has floppers and cabbages. He decides to play floppers, cabbages, heals. This is super duper scuffed, but he does get a good amount of mats, around 400. He recycles the bouncer, and that was the thing that was brilliant. What he did, he waited, he let all of it develop in front of him. He picked the perfect time for a refresh, tanking, and he makes a good what's called understanding of win condition. After he takes this bouncer, he realizes he has about 400 mats. Not the best. He gets on a good layer. Now he's probably thinking, oh, can I make a hype play? The answer is yes. And why can't he make a height play? He looks for it, and then he spams this person off of height. Anyone he sees, he's frying. Fortunately, doesn't get any shots there, but now he can single tarp and maximize what little mats he has left.
700 AR, I went to him.
He goes 700 AR, he wins this game. Why? Because he's going to spam out the rest of the lobby. Anybody that's got builds around him, he is going to pressure. and just get everyone away from him. This is the game that's super duper shambles that he ends up winning. It's really truly is impressive and a testament to Clix's skill. Does a great job of farming that tree. Then gets ahead, kind of covers any particular angle you get. Person down below, you're getting sprayed at, you're getting sprayed at. He goes over the tree right here, using a little bit. And this was a little bit scary with the wood taking some HP, but gets a little bit of a crack. Fortunately realizes he's getting stung. So fortunate that RPG didn't frag him.
Let go, please, bro.
And the motive makes a high play. This is beneficial for Clix. The opponent probably didn't have enough mats or just didn't have the confidence to commit to it. This is going to result in Clix winning the game.
Act like I have fucking mats and I win this, bro.
That's what he said. He's got to act like he has mats to win this. Gets a nice little crack on that opponent. He's now in a top 5. These trees being right here are going to be kind of Clix's saving grace. I'm not going to lie. Notice he's at 2 builds and he literally just farms trees the rest of the way there for the most part. Pressuring with all the AR. He gets to another tree that kind of allows him to extend. This is, I'm not going to lie, very, very fortunate. But Clix should be licking his chops right now as he sees if he gets up to a position of high ground, this is going to be a W. He gets incredibly fortunate that it goes to high ground. There's opponent chilling, sitting in storm. Clix has got to know. He ends up getting 1 tag, and that is a GG's Clix clutch. He played it so good, he's not going to lie. Not going to lie, we're going to go in the next game. We're in Pleasant Park right here. Lord have mercy. What is snipe? Snipes coming in. Snipes are excellent for pre-fight damage. Now this is what I was talking about earlier. That's so just clean. Throwing it and shooting it midair. Right hand peek. Tries to get it right there. Good pressure. Just spraying through constantly. Doing a good job. Gets in. Breaks through right here. Excellent job. Flips the cone. The opponent actually hits him for almost everything. But good recognition. Pre-fight damage. Now we get shot immediately into an end game. So many bouncers, so decides to use it. I love it. And look where he's at on zone. Dead side again. Look. Same type thing from before. Notice he's hugging the storm so he doesn't have to use as many mats. This allows him a good opportunity to look. No overcommitting. Playing ahead. Playing ahead for him, right? Just getting, he gets up to front of zone, then he looks back. Okay, now I can look back, maybe get a pick. Nope. Okay, I'm not interested. Someone's on my lair. Okay, I'm gonna get away from them. I'm gonna go 1 layer out. That it's a little minuscule thing, right? But he's like, why take the chance of getting piece controlled and dying with 1-2-1 on a good layer with bouncers? Just that opponent being right there, he says, okay, I'm gonna go 1 away from you. You can't piece control me. They're both in metal. They're probably not gonna bully each other off layers. They're gonna look back. That's exactly what ends up happening. They're both in. That's a good attempt at a refresh. Doesn't get it. Good, nice little click speed cracks. This is so good. Good piece control. Cone slides. Back wall. Opponent dies to storm. That's beautiful. Nice little mini refresh. And he gets another fortunate zone. Make sure he gets everything. And with his mats, he's going to want to play ahead. Immediately layer switches up to get away from the congestion. And he has bouncer. It gets ahead again. Same exact thing. Gets into an old tarp. Finds about 50 metal. Picks up the med kit.
I don't need to go up, but it would be helpful.
He says he doesn't need to go up. Going to be helpful. And he goes, no, I'm going to stay on this layer. Him using the bouncers, getting ahead 35. Now, not a ton of mats, but he's maximizing his placement. Playing ahead the entire time. Never at the back of the zone. It's a good attempt. But with him being ahead, he actually has time to pop this big pot. A random wall just pops up out of here. He noticed Clix say it. Now Clix is going to use it. Sees the opponent go ahead. He's going to spray through. I think that's also why he likes the tack. It's a nice little 50-50 right here. He does a great job getting the back wall to get what little mats he has. Bouncers ahead. Beautifully catches himself. Doesn't panic. And then gets to some old builds and allows him to play. This is incredible, in my opinion, the way he's playing this. Cracked. Doesn't go for it. Sitting back looking at Storm. Great job right there. Just free. That's a free elimination. He gets into an old tarp that actually ends up being his. No materials. Now this last guy is going to throw so hard. Nice use. And this is why I think Clix liked his attack for endgame. The opponent actually gets him to 15 HP. But he gets a little bit of mats. He drops to ultimate low. This other opponent is going to literally throw... All he has to do is sit here and spam. He ends up taking... I don't know if he didn't have mats. He's sitting... He ends up having no mats. He ends up shot down, taking fall damage, getting cone. That's actually, I believe, his opponent, the opponent's cone.
Oh my god! Dude, how am I so fucking good? I don't
That was absolutely incredible.
It is crazy how fucking...
Alright, we're moving on to the next game, and we've already seen in some insane games from Clix. Some incredible clutches. Clutch Factory now is great. I love this layer switch. We go into an end game. Opponent, he makes a so why did Clix get hit so hard right there? Let's take a look. What is a mistake there? How did he end up taking a significant amount of damage because he acts get hard? It's like, well, Clix can't get hit like that. Yes, he can, because there's a couple of reasons. One, so you're gonna see him drop down here. This is a good layer switch, in my opinion. He has a good amount of mats. He gets up one layer, so he gets clean. He's kind of open tarping, solo tarping. He realizes once he gets it. So now what does he do right here? One, he makes what I would say to mid to bottom right. So if you look at the crosshair, what does that have? What does that do? It makes you have to swing it back up. And what only is it's a left-hand peek, so the opponent is what? He has a right-hand peek and is protected. And the opponent is now, look, what LOS does Clix have? He doesn't have any headshot. All he has is the body shot, and the opponent has a right-hand peek. He does hit the opponent for 22, but because the opponent's doing a good job of reading Clix's poor left-hand peek, and the fact that Clix shot through the wall, boom, you see a big 120 crack. So, something that could have been better, if you're going to make that edit, one, go from down low to up, so your crosshair is already at that mid to chest level, but just don't make that right hand peek, because a good player will counter that, and you see exactly what ends up happening here in the super stack lobby. But let's continue with this end game. Yes, even Clix makes bad edits, bad decisions, mistakes. It happens. But Clix having tons and tons of heals, it's not... He said maybe height should be shambles. Gets a nice little aim assist right there, even though he doesn't have aim assist. Does the same exact thing right there. Now gets a max pull. I like how he just kind of tanks here for just a tad bit. So he's kind of, I feel like he wanted to plan out his rotation there so he could see ahead. Get to some clear space. And then does it the same again. Okay, where can I go to get nice little layer switch? Him playing in the back. And that's probably why he doesn't end up winning these games, because playing the back is horrible, but I feel like that's what he felt. Now, this is very unique, or not unique, just smart. He kind of goes from this super open side. When he's on lower mats, he likes to play in more congestion. Does a good spray through, using the tack again. This is a Metro Classic, beautifully set up. The opponent gets away. He does only have a green tack, so not a lot of damage. Like, he gets the wall one tap and shoots through. Notices another Mitra Classic opportunity. Gets in. 79. The opponent lands on his head and actually dies. But notice, see the difference in between the games where he wins, plays ahead because he can, and the games that he places 18th in top 25. He's having to play at the very back of the tarp. He doesn't have the mats. He doesn't have the space. He does what he can. He just, unfortunately, with that Red Knight, wasn't... He made two good refresh attempts. The opponent's is 6 HP. It's just RNG. Both have green tags. The other opponent won. But I feel like he could have really got that Red Knight. When you Metro Classic in, as soon maybe break the ramp and get a cone off if he could. But opponents did a good job of escaping. This opponent did a better job of hitting his shots. But that ends up happening, right? And that's like the difference between Clix winning. Clix ends up not having a strong finish. Shoots this opponent down. Nice. 33. He said he costed right here. Reads right here. Another escape condition. He says he's costing. Good little kind of, what I think it's a Clix ramp. Opponent gets, actually piece controls him right here. Does a good job of getting out right here. This pre-fire is nasty. Oh my goodness, it's so... He's not gonna lie, that's probably got clipped as too, but let's just take a look at it, because it's pretty. It's good examples of piece control, pre-fire, everything. In a fight where he kind of probably felt like he was losing. Getting piece control right here. This is just good awareness. He goes he realized, oh, I need to place that wall. Opponent breaks through, and then the opponent shoots through, and Clix pre-fires it from 134, gets the front wall, edits back wall, cracks, and then easy clappage. Let's go on to the next engagement. I actually believe he loses, so let's take a look at how he loses his engagement. I don't think it actually... Stream audio VOD. So let's take a... It was so fast. Let's take a... So what are the mistakes? Because there's probably a couple mistakes, and it's probably he was maybe rushing because he wanted to play more games out. Let's slow it right down because it's super duper slow, and it's like deaths are learning opportunities. Boom, doesn't hit a shot. This is fine right here. It's super duper open edit, but he doesn't do a good job of tracking where his opponent is, and he only hits a 34 damage shot. He shoots again, probably instead of going for the ramp is what he should have done. The opponent hits a good shot, and he misses the shot, and he tries to go for the ramp, and it doesn't place in time. GG's. Unfortunately, again, just kind of rushed that engagement. Like most of these other engagements look more like methodical and angles, and then that one just looked like a little rush. Maybe just trying to play another game. But even pros make mistakes, right? It's something we've seen. Even this Clix VOD review isn't perfect, and in Fortnite, it's never going to be perfect. Now, this is going to be super duper unfortunate. I bet you the stupid dragon shotgun. This guy is full piece control, and Clix is just getting cracked by this stupid fire, and he has no mats and gets absolutely fried. And it happens. Let's go to this last game. He decides to go to Sweaty Sands. All the games can't be perfect in the Cash Cup. Now you're going to see Clix's sniping abilities on display. Clix, all he does is want to open this little chest. That's what this guy is saying. No, you can't open this chest. He picks up a sniper that's laying there and then just puts a bullet in the guy's forehead. See another mid-game engagement on Sweaty. That was real smart. We love to see it. That edit is a left-hand peek, but it's protected with the ramp. Now we're going to see an X8 Classic, my absolute favorite move in Fortnite. It is hard to expect. It's really hard to do in Brick. It's really hard to see. Let's just take a look at it, because when you're a high ping player, this move is kind of your best friend. 50 ping plus player, I do this move all the time. Don't believe me, check my TikToks. Link it down in the description. I do this move a ton. Now notice how he makes a left-hand peek here, but because... So he jumps, but he's protected, right? Because he has this ramp in front of him. The opponent shoots out the ramp, he almost gets it. Now this move it's where you flip the ramp. Sees the opponent pressuring the wall, he holds it, gets it. He baits a mini again, and then he flips the ramp, and you're going to see him reset the ramp. He chokes. And then he does a nice wide Noah O'Reilly edit, and you can see he's phased the ramp, and he sees the opponent's red little kneecaps. Boom. 67 GG's. That is the X8 Classic that is named after the person who invented and popularized this move, X8. I'm not sure if he still plays the game, but he created an excellent portion of the game to help high ping players and just to outplay opponents in a very cool way. See him bouncer here ahead. We're looking very stacked. 4-5-2 on mats. He's getting ahead again.
Detected at the kitchen door.
He's looking back towards height. With him being ahead, height is kind of in trouble because he's looking. He's doing a good job. Good job. The opponent now, he decides to bounce her down. He catches himself on a very good lair. And he fries this particular opponent that's on high ground, so he's going to go for it. He grabs it. Good check of the win condition. Now he sits there on high ground. Clix is poised to win this game. You're going to see some unfortunate... So the opponent basically cranks him for high ground. Clix gets what I would say a little bit emotional. He says, oh, I'll keep going up. He scuffs his bouncer. He's burning a lot of mats. He goes down all the way to low ground. He said he just got griefed. But it's okay. He's going to bouncer here again. And this is when you know a controller player is on height. Because he gets fried to 1 HP and can't even get a splash off. That is so unfortunate that opponent griefing him for fight. He did an excellent job, and that is Fortnite right there. If that isn't Fortnite in a nutshell, and that's why solos are so mentally grueling. I'm so mentally frustrating. I don't think he did anything super duper wrong except for maybe being super duper emotional playing for height. He could have maybe done a protected bouncer down. If you want to learn how to do that, go watch the homie Rich Homie Quinn. He does excellent bouncer downs off height. You can see him in NA West Grand Finals this weekend. He really popularized that technique. It's really smart. You kind of place a cone and bounce her down. It's a way to bounce her down protected so you don't get fried. That's maybe that, and then maybe not getting so emotional fighting for height and then bouncing away, wasting a lot of mats, kind of looking scuffed. Could have maybe just used the mats to rotate, giving up height. He had a good amount of mats, but he got fried. It really wasn't his fault. He was playing ahead, and that's just Fortnite sometimes. It's unfortunate, but overall, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications, and I hope I'll be seeing the next one. Peace.